and welcome back to the Jerusalem Post. I'm your host, Tamar Uriel-Beeri, and today I am pleased to be joined by Mr. Charles Bronfman. Mr. Bronfman is a Canadian-American businessman and philanthropist, ranked by Forbes as the 27th wealthiest Canadian in the world. He has founded several incredible projects for the Jewish communities and for Israel. Mr. Bronfman, thank you so much for joining me today.
My great pleasure. Thank you.
So you're the co-founder rather, of Birthright, and whether Israeli or American or anywhere else in the world, I feel like most Jewish people, Jewish youth today, know what Birthright is and have enjoyed the trip. Why did you initiate this, what ended up being a very successful program?
Well, it all started really with Yossi Balin, who maybe young people don't know about today. But at that time, I think he was either deputy foreign minister or deputy finance minister. But he had come from a speaking tour in the States, and he had been very upset about people always talking, poor little Israel. He said, we're not poor, we're not little. But then he went on to say something about sending all 17-year-old Jewish kids throughout the world to Israel for a trip. So I said, well, that sounds like a nice idea. Where are you going to get the money? So he suggested a place we get the money. I said, Yossi, you know and I know that can't happen. It might be true what you're saying about where to find the money, but you won't be able to find it for political reasons. And he said, yeah, that's true. And then he had done the same discussion with Michael Steinhardt. And Michael and I knew each other, not well. And Michael suggested that he and I have a chat. And this was in Israel. And we sat down. He said, what do you think of Yossi idea? I said, well, it's an audacious idea, but I think it's also a scheme to drive the Jewish world broke or bankrupt. Mm. That was the beginning of Michael's and my negotiations. It was on the wall of the Israel Museum, looking down over the cross. I'll never forget that night. And Michael and I and our two great colleagues, Rabbi Yitz Greenberg for Michael and my dear friend Jeff Solomon for me, we started working towards a 2,000-year initiation. Actually, it started in 1999, December the 15th, of something called Birthright. And we had no idea how well it would do, and here we are, some 20-odd years later.
And it's still such a successful program. I still see Birthright trips all around on the streets in Jerusalem, especially in the summer. I was wondering, because I'm dragging it back right now to the subject of the Jewish Future Pledge. So I'm curious, because I see a lot of the Zionism, obviously, behind Birthright, and also this kind of sense of unity that's trying to be built through the character of Birthright. How do you feel that Birthright and the Jewish Future Pledge have anything in common per se, or what are their similarities, rather?
The similarities are actually, to me anyway, they're pretty obvious. I don't know if they could beat anybody else. Look, both groups are trying to preserve the Jewish future. That's what Birthright's all about. It's not about giving people a nice joyride in Israel. It's about educating them to who we are, what we are, and why we are. The Jewish Future Pledge is the same thing. It wants to prolong the Jewishness of individuals. And Mike Levin, who's a great, great guy, he has founded it, started it. He used to work closely with me in Birthright. Mike's a wonderful guy. And if we can cooperate together, we will. But I think that both these initiatives are aimed at the same target audience and the same result.
Beautiful. So what does your support and decision to sign the Jewish Future Pledge mean to you in terms of the Jewish people and Israel's future?
Well, I hope that it means the same to others that it meant to me was just that. It's about Israel's future and the Jewish future. I am a believer that the slogan, "We are one," is not just a campaign slogan, that we are one people. And whether you live in Tallahassee or Tel Aviv, it doesn't matter a hell of a lot, you're a Jew. And that's it.
I understand actually that Birthright has presented the Jewish Youth Pledge, which is, kind of the youth branch of the Jewish Future Pledge on some Birthright buses. And it's a really unique idea to have young people write a letter to their older selves as to why they're committed to a Jewish future. Do you think that their Birthright experiences impact what they write, impact how they see their Jewish identity?
Oh, absolutely, because the research that we've done, which has been extensive and ongoing, says that people come to Israel, and our target market, don't forget, are the uncommitted, so the non-committed. And people change their minds about who they are, what they are, and why they are while they're on the trip. So
It's a very impactful identity realization.
yeah, absolutely. So whatever happens with them emotionally and spiritually on a Birthright trip will reflect itself in what they write about the Jewish Youth Pledge.
Mm. Given final question here, given the resurgence of anti-Semitism that we've unfortunately seen in the past few months and past few years as well, do you believe these initiatives will help the Jewish community work together despite the divisions that we're seeing, whether it be between Israeli Jews and diaspora Jews, or whether it be within the diaspora community?
They better. Darn well better.
That's a good answer.
Otherwise, we got real trouble.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Bronfman, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure. Thank you.